Hey Photo World, welcome back to another episode here on TakeandTalkPics.com. This is another episode from the former podcast. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and join the email list. Let's get to that 1,000 subscriber marker so that way I can add a new video every single week. Enjoy. Hey Photo World, thanks for being here, and I know you love Take and Talk Pics, but I know there's more on iTunes to take a look at than just our podcast. Head over to TakeandTalkPics.com where you'll have an opportunity to win an iTunes gift card. Just enter your name and email and hit the subscribe button, and you will be automatically entered for our weekly drawing for that iTunes gift card. Good luck. Hey Photo World, TakeandTalkPics.com. I'm Rob Kruger. This is episode 31 with our second week for the Monday message. Now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about schooling, the formal education, post-high school, advanced level stuff, getting into either community college or four-year school, university, and the benefits that come along with it. There are good and bad sides to this, but I'm going to focus mostly on why I believe it's a good decision to do so. It's debatable, I understand, and it's fair game to disagree, but hear me out. Everything becomes manageable with your time. Classes are structured and arranged to work with your schedule. You can usually make them fit in with your work life or your home life and have a few classes or many and still be able to pull it off. That timeline, that structure becomes very easy to work with. Now you have to do your part outside of the classroom and make up the time for getting assignments done, but why not mix it with your social life? Why not try a meetup group, social interaction with others who are interested in the same thing while you're accomplishing assignments for those classes? It sounds good to me. It's ultimately about networking and community anyways. I mean, you hear it on the show all the time. Networking, get involved, giving back, joining a community, collaborating with others, and learning from those around you. I don't care how you say it, but they're all steering you in the same direction, and that is going at this alone is incredibly difficult. We feel comfortable with the idea that the internet is so broad we can just put it out there and things are going to happen. But the problem is, the internet is so broad and we put it out there and almost nothing really happens. Your peers are the people to bounce ideas off of, to work on projects with, and to help inspire others. I mean, that right there is huge. If you can instill something in another and their photography grows from it, I think that's amazing. You get multiple perspectives in school. Now, I worked in a small portrait studio for 3 years. I learned so much working there. I saw some amazing things happen. I met a handful of wonderful people, and I grew as a photographer and business owner. However, I had just one boss, one experience to pull from, and therefore one perspective on the business of photography. With schooling, I had dozens of instructors, a ton of life experiences to pull from, and a place to share my growth. There's also the potential for jobs, gigs, work opportunities. Schools are masters of involvement. There's always a function or an activity to attend. With that, most programs that are niching down onto a particular subject want similar involvement just in their group. I know where I teach and was once a student at the College of DuPage, there's a photo listserv. It's an email forum. There's a lot of great conversation, sharing of ideas, the critiquing of work, and the reach for work opportunities. I mean, I can recall more than a few times when I got a job out of being on the listserv, just responding to a post. That connection alone is an excellent piece to my own network, and it's an amazing piece for my students now. Something about the classroom, the low pressure, the ability to practice without consequence. Something about that is incredibly appealing to me. I don't know if you understand at Photo World that is one of the greatest gifts you could have, where you can practice what you love to do and not have anything bad come of it. Only good can come of that. It's like a guaranteed investment. It's almost unheard of, but that's what being in a class does. I mean, I struggle with how to grade my students. Most of what we do as photographers, it comes into a classroom subjectively. One student may not like it, another may love that image to pieces. The truth is, I can only grade on the attempt. Did the student really try to get an image that, one, fits the assignment, 2 is a solid attempt and wasn't done at home the night before or something, and 3 is an improvement over the last assignment that they turned in. In many cases, it's just that first point, of fitting the assignment. That's all I really have to gauge it on. This opportunity to practice. School opens the doors for you to play with photography, and I see so many students just brushing by and just getting enough time and effort into their grade and their class so that way they can just move on to the next class. But that's the worst way to go. This is the perfect time to mess up really bad. Waste time and energy trying 30 different things just to find one that kind of worked. That way you take that one that kind of worked with you to your future, to your career, and you fine-tune it knowing that it's great. Maybe it gets replaced by something better that you discover along the line, but it's just the perfect opportunity to play, have fun, enjoy photography for what it is, and to practice without all the pressure. A job or a paid gig, something like that comes with a much higher expectation. Your schooling is avoiding that fear altogether because there's no money on the line. All we have is trying our best, improving at what we're learning, and moving forward with it, adding the tools and tricks and tips into our toolbox, taking that with us to the next class, to the next job. Photo World, being in a classroom offers something that you don't get too often in the professional realm. And those of you who are self-taught, never did a classroom, I urge you to go out and get a critique done or join a class and be a part of the critiques in the classroom. We always need our work looked at by others. Family and friends, they're great, but we rarely get the honest critique that we really should get. If we do, it just feels like out of obligation that we push them into saying what they really think, and they soften the blow every time. Being critiqued is an amazing thing. Critiqued, not judged. I want to make that clear. There's a huge difference. A critique is to constructively evaluate something, the good and the bad, how they help or hurt one another, and the opportunity to walk away with ideas on how to improve. Getting regular critiques is a great practice, so long as you act in a positive manner afterwards. Take the good and the bad with you and fine-tune it in your next set of images, in your next group that becomes, hopefully, the portfolio. Because building a portfolio is a must no matter what level we are as photographers. If we don't have a portfolio, I don't think we could really exist in business. All too often, it's the proof is in the pudding. That should be at least one takeaway from today's episode. Photo World, you need to have the portfolio. You need to have that proof of your ability as a photographer. And if you're showcasing it, then you should have the highest level of your ability on display. It's not just a bunch of pictures that you've taken. If that were the case, every cell phone around the world is a host to a portfolio. No, a portfolio is a group or collection of your best photographs that you've made. Do you hear that, Photo World? Photographs that you've made. I didn't say taken, I said made. We create our images each time we point our lens, we frame our subject, and select our shutter speed, change our ISO, adjust the aperture, and release that shutter to making that image. Now, I understand that schooling isn't for everyone. In fact, I have a blog post titled, Why Schooling is the Best Thing You Can Do for Your Photography, / Why Assisting is the Best Thing You Can Do for Your Photography. That debate has been here since the first opportunity to have photography in a classroom setting, because we know that photography existed outside of a classroom first, but once there was the ability to teach it, the debate opened up of whether or not that was necessary. And it's still wide open because there are two sides to the story. The truth is we're on our own paths as image makers, and some forks in the road take different photographers down different directions. None of it is really right or wrong, it's just about finding what's right for you. Now, if you've been thinking about schooling or some sort of higher education with photography, try it. Take a class, experiment, play a little bit. You don't need to get a degree or complete the certificate, but it can't hurt you to just try this approach, to expand your understanding of the medium and the networking opportunities that will exist in that setting. That comes up so much on Take and Talk Pics. It comes up so many times on the blogs I read, on the photographers I look to. The network is enormous. It's huge. I can't stress it enough. A few of my closest friends originate from my early years in schooling as a photographer. It's not about just having friends, but it's that close group for the honest opinion, because they understand it. The honest opinion of your work, getting those critiques time and time again. I love social media as much as you guys do, and for the other side of that, I hate social media as much as all of you do. It's a real help and a real problem all at the same time. And I think one of the problems is we put stuff out there, crossing our fingers, thinking we have something, hoping it goes viral, and nothing happens. It's not a great disappointment because it's very common for that result. But it's a lottery ticket out there when you do that. Not everybody's going to make it. Find your path. Keep pursuing it. And I think if trying schooling is a piece to the puzzle, go for it. Take the risk, take the chance. If you have questions, get in touch with me. I'm an open book. I'm totally transparent. I will talk to you. I really appreciate the feedback we've gotten this far, and I welcome it coming in. I'll do my best to get to you as soon as possible, but for now, know that my door is open. After all, I am an instructor. Photo World, thank you for tuning in, hearing me out to why schooling is a real possibility for many of us. Until next time, happy shooting.